そして僕らきっと辛いだってを決して離さないで明日へかける Let's sing loudly We are the one for the future.
Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and you're watching my review for Naruto, chapter 693. Alright, and in this chapter, Sasuke reaffirms that he's going to kill Naruto, okay? And Kakashi and Sakura try and stop him, and I don't really get it. Like, I really don't see what Kishi is doing here. I mean, it's... At first, I had some hope. I thought this was actually going to end well, okay? Because Sakura looked angry. She did. Before she said anything, you see, like, the bottom of that one page, like page 7 or something on Manga Stream, I think. The bottom of that page, she looks angry. She's getting angry, and I was thinking, finally, okay? Like, she had already accepted the fact that Sasuke needed to die, and that there was no saving him anymore. Back in the 5 Kage Summit, she already accepted that. Okay, she might not have been able to kill him herself, but I don't see. But people always say you should go to war with certain countries, but they're not the ones suiting up and going over there, are they? They can't do it, but they still say they still can admit that it needs to be done. All right, so it's like I had some hope that maybe even though Sakura wasn't able to kill Sasuke, it still doesn't change the fact that she still believed that he needed to be killed. Alright, because let's be honest, she hasn't killed anybody before. Half the people her age in the series haven't killed anybody before. So I thought it was completely natural. Like, I thought it was possible to kind of swing it and like twist things in a way where it's perfectly natural for her to not be able to kill Sasuke. Okay, especially with that logic I used before, where a lot of people are incapable of killing somebody and like bringing themselves to kill somebody, but it doesn't change the fact that their internal belief is that the person should die, and it's legit the truth. All right, so I still had some hope that maybe Sakura does truly. Maybe she truly has given up on Sasuke and realized that it just needs to be done, and that her being unable to kill him in the 5 Kage 7 was just natural. It's just natural. She can't kill him. It's just natural. Okay, I was holding up that hope. Okay, I was holding up that hope, and with that, I was thinking, well, if she's already accepted that, then all that's left for her to do is to just get annoyed with him to the point where maybe she can actually bring herself to kill him. And that's what I thought we were getting here with that face she made where she was getting angry, right? Plus there was build-up to this before. There was build-up where where Sai was talking to her about how Sasuke wasn't trustworthy, and she had to put this fake smile on and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, she does not trust Sasuke. The words coming out of her mouth say one thing, and her face says a completely different thing. She does not trust him. When Sasuke first showed up at the war, where the battle was going on, Sakura didn't smile. Sakura wasn't happy to see him. She was like, Sasuke, she didn't stop what she was doing and run over to him. That's what Ino did. Ino's the one that did that. Sakura just stood where she was and kept focusing on Naruto and healing him. Okay, so there was build up for Sakura having changed her opinion of Sasuke. All right, and the way I saw things were clearly building up to her just turning on him. But that's not what we got. That's not what we got, and it just doesn't make sense because of all this build-up we've got. I mean, Kishi has already shown us that she cares about Naruto. She already has, or he already has. Okay, remember when Naruto was dying and Sakura had to cut him open and force his heart to beat and stuff like that and keep him alive? She said it then. She told Naruto that she was willing to do anything it took. She was willing to risk anything as long as it meant having his dream come true. That's not something you say to just some random guy off the street. That's something you say to someone who's incredibly close to you, someone who you care a lot about. Okay, saying you're willing to risk anything so that their dream come true. Like that's a big deal. Okay. Plus, we have all that other build up for that Narusaku ending. Like, for instance, Sakura constantly being compared to Kushina. All right, going that route makes sense. And Narusaku ending, it makes perfect sense. All right, it just does. I like Hinata and all. I would not mind a Naruhina ending. As a matter of fact, I think it makes more sense. As far as Naruto goes, with the build-up that it's been getting with Sakura being like Kushina, it actually makes more sense for Naruto to end up with her. But ignoring that and focusing specifically on their characters and the build-up they've gotten with Naruto makes much more sense for him to end up with Hinata. But and I actually kind of like that pairing because Hinata kind of does deserve Naruto more than Sakura does, like a lot, like big time, like a lot. So, um, well, she did save his life, so that actually gives her like major points. Like, that gives Sakura like major points right there, right there. But you know what I mean. Like I like both. I could go either way, but going the Narusaku route is the route that made the most sense with the recent developments that were going on. All right. And he just goes against that, and he has Sakura just start talking about how she still cares about Sasuke. I'm just like, what? Like it's just he's going against all the recent developments and stuff. It just doesn't make sense. He even had Sakura admit that it was stupid for her to feel that way. Like that he's willing to make his character look as bad as possible, and it just doesn't make sense. I mean, there's one thing I can think of. I mean, it's a basic writing technique. It's just I don't know if it's what he's doing. You know, where you purposely make a character flawed, just so that you can later have them overcome those flaws and grow as a character. That's like basic. That's a basic writing technique, and it could be what he's doing here, but I don't know. It could be that he's trying to build up to her finally getting over Sasuke and redeeming herself. I if it's I mean I guess it's possible because Sakura's gotten out of Genjutsu before, but nothing ever like Tsukuyomi level, you know. But if she did get out of it, it's possible she could go and save Naruto or something when he was about to lose, and then like distract Sasuke or something and allow Naruto to get that finishing blow in or something like that. But I probably could have phrased that better because now all the gay jokes are going to start up between Naruto and Sasuke. But forget about that. Okay, um, it's possible. It's just like I just don't know. I just don't know. I want to have faith in Kishi and say that he knows what he's doing, but I don't know. I don't know. This Kaguya stuff made no freaking sense. It's like the stuff with Kaguya is the first time in the series where I can legitimately say that I believe that nothing about this made sense. Every other arc, every other piece of the series, I can look at it and say that there are things here that make sense. As a matter of fact, there's not much that doesn't make sense. Okay? I can say that about anything. Whether it's Sakura's character before this, whether it's Obito, or whether it's Sasuke's goals and why he does what he does, whether it's the way Naruto acts, like I can make sense of pretty much everything in Naruto. Okay? I really can. It's really not that hard because things do make a lot of sense. It's just a matter of picking up details that you picked up when they were first revealed, but you ended up forgetting because of how long it's been. Because it's been like 300 chapters since you've seen it. It's just stuff like that. Okay. Like, for instance, I've talked about it before. Sasuke stated in the very beginning of the series when Team 7 was first doing their introductions, my goal was to avenge and restore my clan. But it was so long ago that no one remembers that, so they're just saying, "Oh, Sasuke, it makes no sense for him to want to do all this." Yeah, it does because he wants to avenge his clan. He wants to restore his clan. How can he restore his clan in the current situation? Like all this stuff makes sense. It's just a matter of remembering the stuff that you forgot. Okay, so I can make sense of pretty much everything in Naruto. But recently, there's been stuff that I just cannot make sense of. So now I'm starting to like lose faith. You know, does Kishi really know what he is doing here? Okay, because that change in soccer was way too fast, way too fast. You see the angry face she's making. You see it, and then you click to go to the next page, and all of a sudden, I love you, Sasuke. It's like, wait, what? Where'd that come from? Like the change was just so fast. Like I, I don't know. I don't know. Kishi did take a week off last week, so I would like to think that he's got something planned, something more planned than just a fight. Okay, either that or it's going to be a really freaking good fight. Because if all that thought over the last week went into the fight alone, then it's good, better be pretty freaking good. All right, but I would like to think that the reason he took the week off, and like with that week off he was able to put some thought into things and decide intelligently where he wanted to take the story next. This is probably just me holding out hope, but he has Sasuke say here that Sakura is being held down by chains from a failed past. Okay. Now, you guys know what the theme here is, right? The theme here is overcoming failed past. It's been that way for a long time. Whether you're talking about fate and, you know, the brothers feud, whether you're talking about the cycles of hatred and revenge, or the characters themselves, Naruto, Obito, Madara, characters overcoming their pasts. Okay? That's what the theme here has been for a very, very long time. Okay? And now you have Sasuke talking about her being held down by chains from a failed past. Maybe he is doing all this to have her redeem herself. Maybe he is making her more flawed here in order to have her overcome those flaws. Okay? Maybe he is. Okay? Hagoromo says in this chapter that love can turn into hatred. And the very panel that speech bubble is in, Sakura's in that panel too. No one else. Just Sakura and that speech bubble about love turning into hatred. Okay, I made the thumbnail for that reason. Okay. It seems like a lot to ignore as just a coincidence that he would do it that way. And it makes me think maybe Sakura's love will turn to hatred. Maybe she will finally turn against Sasuke. But at the same time as all that stuff was going on, Hagoromo also said that he hopes that hate can turn into love. Alright, he also says that the past exists to show us what the future can be. So maybe all that stuff he was saying, maybe he's saying that her past is a sign of what's to come. Maybe he's saying that the past that she's being chained down by is what's going to end up happening in the future. Maybe he's saying that the true ending here is going to be Saku. Maybe that's it. Maybe Sakura and Sasuke will end up together in the end. Maybe that's the ending we'll get. I can honestly see it going both ways, because all the build-up has been Naru Sasu. That's all it's been, or Saku. All these freaking pairing names. Naruto and Sakura. Okay, that's what all the build-up's been. And then like that, the angry face she makes towards Sasuke. Click to the next page. Boom! I love you. Like it's too fast. It's too fast. It's too fast. Plus love turning to hatred. Being in the same exact panel as Sakura. Her being chained down by her past and overcoming the past being the theme of the series for a long time. Since chapter 1, really. You know, that's always been the theme, overcoming the past, you know. So with all of that, it really does make you think that maybe, just maybe, Sakura is going to turn on Sasuke, and it's going to be Narusaku. But at the same time, Hagoromo said he hopes hate can turn into love. He says he hopes that things will be different. He says that the past is a sign of what the future can be. I highly doubt that Sasuke is going to just accept love all of a sudden. I hope that's not the case. He's too far gone for that. So Naruto and Sakura themselves have admitted that Sasuke is too far gone for that. So I don't want to be sometimey and say that, oh, well, some of the things he said can actually be taken seriously, and the other things he said can just be taken as hope, and that it's not actually going to happen. I can say that, but then what? Then anyone else can just come along and say, well, how about I switch it around and say that stuff is just hope, or that stuff is just stuff you can't actually take seriously. Well, this stuff is, you know, like what? I don't know. I don't know. It could go either way. It really could. It could go towards Sasuke, or it could go towards Narusaku. It really can. It really can. All right. This entire review has just been me talking about who Sakura's gonna end up with. Jesus Christ. The way the chapter ends is that Naruto and Sasuke make it to the final valley, or Valley of the End, or whatever. Where the statues of Madara and Hashirama are, where they fought, where Naruto and Sasuke fought the first time. Okay, and you cannot deny that there's hype. Like when you saw that panel with the Hashirama and Madara there, and Naruto and Sasuke standing on their respective sides, you cannot deny that there was hype there. If there was no hype there for you, then you don't have a heart like Kaguya. Okay, well, I'm kidding. I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean. Okay, like it's incredibly difficult for something like that to not hype you up. If you've been reading all this time and you haven't dropped it yet, then you've got to be hyped at seeing that. All right, because it just it reminds you of better times. I'll put it like that. Yeah, I don't even know what to rate this chapter, because this chapter was just bad in terms of what it did for Sakura, because it's just a complete contradiction of what's been going on. Complete contradiction. It makes so little sense that it makes me think he's doing it on purpose to redeem her, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I wish I could make the rating. I don't know, but I guess if I had to choose one, 5 out of 10, because the contradiction in Sakura's character make it bad enough where I would give it a 4 out of 10. But there was also foreshadowing and build up here. And it pushes it up a little bit. So I'll give this chapter of Naruto a 5 out of 10, and that's that, guys. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.